Good morning, boys and girls. This is Kosala, also known as Marventus. Actually, it's not morning. It is currently, let me tell you, 2:15 in the afternoon in the United Kingdom of England. And in southern Hertfordshire, the snow is on the ground, the sun is shining, and it's an absolutely epic day. So, what have we got here? We've got some Zerg versus Zerg action for you today, and this is something I've continuously had all kinds of trouble with in the past. However, I have now nailed down a build that I really like, and it's certainly working for me in ZvZ action in Bronze League games, and that is teching up to mutas as fast as possible. In fact, you need to do it faster than the other guys, so let's get a production tab up and see what the hell's going on. I am droning up at this point as we speak, blah blah blah. 10 drones are out. 10 drones are out for me, and I am popping out my overlord, and the 10th drone is taking a trip over here into our opponent's base in the top left hand corner. We have Mr. Low Brain. Hopefully that does not mean he is low in brain power, but nonetheless his name is Mr. Low Brain. And I in the red corner here, bottom right, is Marventus. Second overlord out now. He's going to park himself here at the back door entrance, so we can keep an eye on what the hell is going on there. I have been cheesed on that line a couple times before, and that is just, let's face it, pretty damn embarrassing. Pretty damn embarrassing. Wouldn't want that to happen now 100 games into my Starcraft gaming experience. Now you'll notice that at 12 of 18 supply, out goes my spawning pool. I generally never get a spawning pool before 12 supply, because even if he goes 10 supply on his spawning pool, which he did not do, I can still get that spawning pool out, a spine crawler and a queen before any major rush happens. The only thing that could be coming at me this early is 4 Zerglings, and I can take all of these drones and deal with those 4 Zerglings if necessary. So I 12 supply pretty much all the time. Now I generally also immediately 12 gas, which I am about to do any second now, I believe. Well, let's see if that happens. Our spawning pool is coming up pretty much identically here if you look at the build order. There it is, my first gas going up, and in the meantime my drone is patrolling around here seeing what it can see. Now the spawning pool has just showed up for him, Mr. Lowbrain, and let's see what's next on his agenda. He will be popping out a queen. And so will I. Slightly behind him because I went for my gas first there, and a queen now on the way. Now keeping in mind our goal of the exercise, make sure you have decent economy whilst taking up to a muta build as fast as possible. Since we know that, second gas coming up nice and early as well. Now if he had scouted in here early on, he would have known that I was going this way, because otherwise there's no other reason to get 2 gases now, is there? So I've got my second gas up and running already. What is he putting down here? He's got an evolution chamber on the way. He had a spine crawler building here, changed his mind, and then went off and built an evolution chamber. Now a spine crawler there would have been excellent for him, and he really should have done that, because had he done that, these Zerglings that are coming his way right now would have chosen to be no problem whatsoever. Instead, they wind up being a huge problem and a major advantage for me, because I went up and decided to take out his queen and do some mineral harassment in order to give me the lead that I needed to get those mutas out faster than he did. Now this is the thing that's very, very important to do. Do not rely on luck when teching up to mutas faster than the other guy. Go out there, harass him, mess with his mineral line, make sure that you get out first. Because if he beats you to it, it's kind of pointless. And if you both get it at the same time, you're going to get nowhere. And you're going for a long macro game, which is fun, but that was not the objective in this particular case. So here we have queen down, just a handful of Zerglings in there really. Right, and they are messing with that mineral line. He's plopped a Baneling's nest for reasons I can't begin to understand, and then a Roach Warren out as well. So in the meantime, his Zerglings dropping left, right and everywhere. Now his Zerglings are coming out to deal with my Zerglings, and he's got just enough to sort that out really. So seeing that, I decide to respond by popping out a spine crawler or 2, and leaving those 2 and the queen to defend my base, which is more than enough for the time being. Keeping in mind, for any of these early rushes that a Zerg opponent will do, short of roaches, basically any Zergling rush can be countered by 1 or 2 spine crawlers and a queen in the early game. So you're in no hurry to build huge amounts of units. I'm saving my resources for droning and for the mutas that are on the way. So now it is 2 gases in, 6 minutes into the game. We know that he's going for the long haul game and we're not in any immediate danger. Time to tech up to a lair. There we go, lair begun. And as soon as that's over with, it'll be time for a spire. Now you see that we actually started taking up the lair at the same time. But this is where pretty much stuff decided to go weird for my counterpart here, because he started slowing down incredibly after this, as you will see. But he's already invested a ton of minerals into this roach warren and this baneling's nest, and presumably he's going to now get out roaches and banelings, which is really altogether largely pointless. So in come some of his zerglings. Let's see where they're headed. They look like they're headed for the Zelnaga Tower. Doing a little patrolling around. Yep, they're going to hang out there in the middle. And I've got a couple of zerglings out now as well, who are now going to be heading off into the corner of the map here, just to make sure I haven't got anything building over here that's not mine. Now, I was a little worried that he had sneaked one of his drones in there. But no, he had not done that. So now 2 spine crawlers up, lair almost completed, drone count, 2 full rows, looking solid. In the meantime, his drone level about the same, so our economy should be pretty much spot on. That it is, identical, although I'm ahead on gas because of my second gas having come in earlier. Back to production. My spire has now begun to build. Minute marker 8. It could have gone up before, but because I was busy cheesing and wasting time and not macroing at the same time, it came out at the 8-minute marker. Now he is nowhere near that at this point. He's got an overseer coming up. He's transforming something over here, I imagine. Where is he? Where is he? Where's that overseer? There it is. Overseer popped out there, heading southwards to plop out a changeling, which I actually saw but decided not to deal with because I was already in the process of getting my spire, and I'll show you how I saw it in just a second. See, his overseer is heading down there. We'll pop down to my base in just a moment. So let's see what he's up to here. He's got droning going on well. He's trying to take down my overseer, which is successful. I sent in that overseer to find out whether or not he was building a spire, which he actually just began to do over here. So now he's way behind. I'm almost done, and his spire has just begun. So this is going to get nowhere. Here we go. Overseer's out here. He drops a changeling, like so. Changeling goes running in, and I actually notice him the moment he comes in. I noticed him the moment he comes in, and there we go. Because he came in from here, and I had no zerglings over there, so I knew that he was there, but I had no overseer here at the time. So I started morphing one of my overlords to an overseer while I continued the tech up. Now here's the interesting thing. He's in here now, he can see what's going on, he sees the spire, he knows that his spire is late. What is he doing? He's spending money creating roaches. Now why would he be doing that? That just doesn't make any sense. I've got 7 Mutalisks out and his spire is not even beginning to be done. And he can actually sit right there in my base and witness this entire thing as it happens. There it is, the first few Mutalisks have popped out. He's gotten a centrifugal hooks upgrade and he's building banelings. God knows why. After having spotted my zerglings, which makes absolutely no sense at all. There I've converted my guy to an overseer in order to ensure that future harassment does not occur or future scouting. My Mutalisks are ready. It's time for them to head out and do the harassment they can do. He's got 2 mutas coming out on the way. A bunch of banelings that are useless. A bunch of roaches that are totally useless in this situation against my muta army. And I need to pop out another overlord. Yep, there it is, coming out now. And here we go. Mutalisks coming in from the left side. And the first thing I do when I pop in here is I pop down an overlord or 2, because nothing like supply blocking from Zerg. You just need to take those overlords out as soon as you possibly can. So there's one overlord down. His Mutalisks come to help out. They go down in a real big hurry under focus fire. Onwards to the Queen, take her down as well, and at this point it's just a massive cost for our opponent, Mr. Lowbrain. Right, Overlord's going next. He knows it's over and it's time for him to get out of this game. He doesn't GG, he just pops out, and that's all she wrote. So there you go, boys and girls. Can't stress enough the incredible importance of getting those mutas out before your opponent in a ZvZ game. I mean, it's just extremely difficult to do anything with them. Even if he had gone as a Hydralist then right now, he would have had no more than 2 or 3 Hydras out at the absolute most, and those mutas would have owned anyway. There you go. Have a good afternoon. Till next time.